Welcome back to the Daily Fantasy Following. Happy 4th of July, everybody. It's great to see you guys on this holiday. We have a bunch of games, 12 games scattered throughout the day. So we got our picks for you. We got pitchers and hitters for the day. Enjoy your holiday. Drink a lot, eat a lot, enjoy the sunshine, and hopefully you get some wins in there while you're celebrating. These are our daily fantasy FanDuel and DraftKings picks for the 4th of July.
We're looking at a lot of action today in an all-day slate. I figured today might as well do, instead of just the main slate, do a bunch of guys throughout the day. However you want to play it today, we have you covered. And first off, we have at first base Jose Abreu for the White Sox. He's batting 3,600 on FanDuel, 4,200 on DraftKings. He's doing well. Let's see. He's batting 500 against Matthew Boyd. So that's one thing that I like, but I don't like the fact he's playing Boyd. But if I'm going to play anyone from that lineup, it's going to be Abreu. He's just too cheap. I mean, he's pretty cheap too for somebody that could potentially do some damage tonight, and who has been, who's also an all-star. So keep that in mind. So for that price, you got to take it, I guess. You can't really hate on it, but again, he's facing Matt Boyd, so tread lightly. Next up, we have Wil Myers, outfield for San Diego. He's having a down year, and his salary reflects that. 2,500 on FanDuel, 3,300 on DraftKings. I don't know what's going on with him. He's having a very bad year compared to a guy that was fairly consistent. It was an extra base hit machine, hit some home runs, stole some bases, played a bunch of positions in the field. The guy was like an all-around solid player, and I don't know what happened to him. So with that being said, I don't want to deter you here. We could take advantage of the fact that he is that cheap. And in today's matchup against Rue for the Dodgers, he's batting .417. He's got 5 hits. 4 of those 5 hits were extra base hits, including a home run. So we like that about him. But I think it's more of just the fact that his salary is down and he's very cheap. You can stick him in your lineup, and you feel just out of name recognition, you feel like he's going to be fine when you put him in there. But like I said, at that cheap of a price, I'll take him and just hope that he goes off today. It's a risk, though. I'm taking Andrelton Simmons, the Angels shortstop, 2,900 FanDuel, 3,500 DraftKings. He's just under 3,000 there, which makes him enticing to me. He's batting .455 against Lance Lynn, another guy that's been pitching well, which scares me a bit. But he's 5 for 11 against him with the home run. So no strikeouts. What are you going to do? But I think that his price is just low enough that I could take him. I can see him being taken. But if you aren't feeling too good about it, you could just drop him out of your lineups. He's another risky guy that I don't have too much attention on. But if you guys like him, then take him. But I'm not really sure if I would fit him in there. Maybe at shortstop, just because I don't know. It just depends what slate you're in. If you're gonna, I don't know. I'm not sold on him. He's on my list though, so take him if you please. Don't hold me accountable for that one. Is all I'm saying. Next up, we got Joey Votto, first base for Cincinnati, 3,400, 40 on FanDuel, 4,200 on DraftKings. He's Joey Votto. He's like another name recognition guy. We know he's solid, but the thing that sticks out to me the most is against Woodruff in Milwaukee. He's 5 for 6 with 2 home runs in those 5 hits, and he has 5 RBIs as well. So he's averaging every hit he's had an RBI at least on average. So he's looking great. I mean, the guy's, I know it's a small sample size, but he's batting 833 against Woodruff when he's 5 for 6 like that. And so I love that. And I think Votto is just cheap enough as well to justify playing him here in this matchup. I don't hate it. Um, he's also going to be playing at 210, so you're going to have to fit him in depending on what slate you decide to play. If that's the slate you're going with, the earlier slate, then I would take Votto. Abreu, though, plays at 210 as well, so you might have you have an issue there. You could use one in your utility slot if you feel like it, but that's the situation. You got some depth there at first base. You got plenty of options. Next up, we have Avisail Garcia from Tampa Bay, 3,400 on FanDuel and 4,400 on DraftKings. Reason why I like him is the matchup. I really like the matchup against the Yankees and Hap here. He's batting. He's not. His average isn't great, which is not really what I'm concerned about. It's more so his home run hitting, and he's 4 for 12, and 2 of those 4 hits were home runs. So when he does make contact, he hits home runs against Hap. It's not as great as Votto in that situation because Votto is absurd here. I mean, 2 for 6 of his at bats were home runs. It's crazy, but again, I like him in this matchup just because of their history. Let's see, we got Nick Castellanos, Detroit. He plays the outfield, 3,100 on FanDuel, 4,300 on DraftKings. He's we're looking at the matchup here. He's batting 370 against Lopez. He's 10 for 27 against Lopez. And first of all, Lopez is very inconsistent and could get beat up tonight. So keep that in your head as well. Castellanos, 10 hits. Out of those 10 hits, 6 of them have been extra base hits. So when he makes contact, he gets those doubles, those triples. He's hitting home. He hasn't hit a home run, but when he does get on base, he's hitting the ball in the park, but he's getting doubles and triples. So you can't really ask for more than that as well. And you hope that some guys get on in scoring position, and then you hit some guys in, you get some RBIs there. So Castellanos could be a solid play today, in my opinion. And moving on, we have Gino Suarez at third base for Cincinnati, 3,600 on FanDuel, 4,600 on DraftKings. Suarez was not having his usual year up until recently. Basically, he has just been on fire of late. He's hit 3 home runs in the last handful of games. He's just on fire now, and it seems like he's back in his normal swing of things, so to speak, and he's going to have a nice little streak here, and I'm gonna ride that streak until it ends. And that's where we're going here at third base. And then next up, we have another third baseman that you can easily play in your lineups here. Josh Donaldson for Atlanta, third base, 3,000 on FanDuel and 4,000 on DraftKings. He's so cheap on FanDuel in a situation where he's has a great matchup against Eflin and Philly. He plays in a 7:20 game, and He's batting 800, so he's 4 for 5 against Eflin with a home run, and all four of his hits were extra base hits. So we love that, and we're gonna throw him in there, especially the fact that he's 3,000. And I mean, I will say Suarez is just like, I think he's actually pretty sweet for 3,600, but Donaldson here is just too cheap to pass up. He plays a 720 game. Let's see. Donaldson plays 720. Suarez plays at 210. So, you don't have a problem here. So you could play both of them or one or the other depending on what slate you play, but that's very helpful. Um, so keep that stuff in your head while you're making your picks. Let me run through this quick and help you guys out with the times that they're starting. Wil Myers is a 9:10. Abreu 2:10. The Angels play at 8:05 for Simmons. As I mentioned, 2:10 for Cincinnati, so Votto plays then. The Yankees and Tampa Bay play at 5:10. Detroit plays at 2:10. So we got some action here. It's very very spread out, um but my big thing tonight is I love the Twins tonight. I think that they can absolutely go off today in this situation. They're facing Oakland, and they have Berrios pitching, who's 8-4 with a 2.89 ERA. So he's solid as it can get for the Twins here. And they're playing Tanner Anderson and the A's. And Anderson is 0 for 3. Or he's 0-3. Sorry, 7.13 ERA. So that's the team I'm attacking tonight. Oakland's record is still okay. They're still around. They still hang around in games. These Minnesota Oakland games are crazy sometimes, and I think that there could be a lot of scoring. And I think that Tanner Anderson could potentially just get destroyed. So get the hits in early, hopefully. So my theory is to get guys early in the lineup, so that way they're going to get more at bats against him. So that's just my logic there. But definitely take the Twins tonight. Stack them up. I love Nelson Cruz. I love Sano. I love Kepler. I love all these guys. Polanco. Everybody in that lineup has been doing something this year. They've all had their own game, really, where they took over. They all do it. Sometimes multiple guys. So that's what I like here. I think that this is a smash spot for the Twins, and we definitely won't be taking Tanner Anderson tonight. Moving on to the pitchers. Our first pitcher is Jose Berrios from Minnesota, pitching against Oakland. He's the most expensive guy by far on FanDuel right now for the 405 slate. So in normal circumstances, when we have a full main slate and Barres is pitching, I would have him no doubt. But everybody's gonna own him because of obviously his stature, but it's not going to help you out by taking him in a tournament. In a cash game, you're gonna need him, but in a tournament, I don't know. Like I said, but hey, I like him in the matchup. He's been nasty this year. Uh, He's pitching against a subpar pitcher in Tanner Anderson for Oakland. So I like Berrios to do well. His floor, let's see, his lowest score on FanDuel since May 18th was 20. And then he's had 39, 39, 43, 39, 55, 28, 32. So that 55 is what we're hoping for here. And that was against the Red Sox. 8 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, earned run, and a quality start. But he's 2 games removed from that time. So we're looking for him to get back to his old ways and do well here. Next up, we have Lance Lynn for Texas. He's playing the Angels at home. And what I like here, not only is Lance Lynn pitching really well this year, I really like, well, not like it, but I see that the Angels are kind of beat up. They lost LaStella for a long time. He's out. He's out for a lot of the season, pretty much. There's a lot going on for LA, and they're just kind of on the verge of falling apart here. And what my fear is that they'll, they're not going to have a good game tonight. I think that they're just not there right now. There's a lot going on with that team, emotionally, just in general. So they may play better because of that, obviously. But I think that Lance Lynn's doing too well, and I think this is one of those times where he's just going to pitch against a team that's just not thinking about baseball right now. So, I don't like to take advantage of things like that, but it works here. I mean, you got to in FanDuel and DraftKings, you got to do anything you can. It's the way it is. Anyways, Lance Lynn's 9,300 on FanDuel and 9,500 on DraftKings. He's in the what's this slate? The 707 slate. So the night slate, he's in there. I like that. Next up, we have Soroka against Philly at home. He's 8,800 on FanDuel, 9,000 on DraftKings. There's a lot to like here. The thing is, he's fairly inconsistent. In his last 5 starts, he had 49 against Miami. Pitched a 3-hitter against them. Then he gave up 5 earned runs, 10 hits against Pittsburgh, 5 innings pitched. He got a 9. Then the Mets gets 25, gives up 3 earned. And then he gets 9 against Washington, pitches 2 innings. So and then the next game against the Mets on the road, he had 35. So it's really just a matter of him playing well consistently, and we haven't seen that yet. And what worries me is he's been alternating 9s with good performances. And I think that if you look earlier in the year, he was doing fantastic, and he's still a good pitcher. He's still solid. He's still one of the best in the league this year. But my point is that he's inconsistent of late, and that's the only fear I have. Other than that, you're going to get an excellent player. When he does well, like his average is sitting around, it looks like probably in the 40s here. But he's fantastic. 2.13 ERA. He's had 10th. He's hit 10 quality starts in 14 trips though. So in 14 starts. So for me, that's very nice to see. That makes me feel a little better about his consistency here. But it's really just of late that I see here that he's had some issues. So we'll see. I think that it's just another situation where he'll just get back to his winning ways here and do well against the Phillies, who they play a lot. So I think that at home it'll help him as well. So that's what I'm thinking here. Yeah, so get him in your lineups. At that price, he's solid. And yeah, I'm taking him. Next up, we have Zach Plesac for Cleveland. They're playing at Kansas City. Plesac's been okay this year for Cleveland, and what I think is going to happen here, I think it could potentially be a low score, at least for Kansas City's run total. They might not score a lot here. Plesac is, let's see, he's pitching against Kansas City, and he's playing at 115, so he's in the earlier slate. He'll get in there. But on DraftKings, he's not available in any slate. So keep that in mind. Be careful with that. Obviously, you'll notice that he's not around in DraftKings. I tried to look, but it doesn't look like he's there. So I'm going to say that he's a strictly FanDuel guy for obvious reasons. And we're looking at a guy who just got 7 earned runs against Baltimore. So he's coming off a bad outing, which for me, from what I've seen so far, is actually okay. Because after he had a down outing against Boston, where he still, had 19 points, and we'll call that a down outing. He could have pitched a little deeper into that one to get some more points, but it is what it is. But he has done so well of late since he started here with Cleveland. He's pitched 7 innings in 4 of his 8 starts. 7 starts. So he's gotten deep into games, which we like to, but I think he's just strictly a guy that, if you're playing FanDuel, I would consider him. He's playing in a slate with Boyd, Woodruff, Castillo, Homer Bailey, and Ronaldo Lopez. So there's a lot of options there, and I think that you might be able to sneak in with him there. I think that he's right in that sweet spot where you can trust him. But in a tournament, you could potentially take Homer Bailey instead. But I like Plesac over Homer Bailey. I just think that Cleveland can destroy Kansas City. They play a lot, so you got to remember that some of these games you never really know where it'll go. But I really like Plesac here. So now we have this guy here making his season debut, or his major league debut. Dinelson Lamet for San Diego. People were fired up about this guy. San Diego is fired up about this guy. They're excited about the future. They're hoping that he could be the next big thing. And at the moment, for us, that's good for us because with their excitement, it means they're going to give him an opportunity here early in the season. And it's against the Dodgers. And he had Tommy John surgery, and he's all healed. Obviously, he's ready to pitch again. So his debut will be let's see. Oh, season debut. I don't know why I said MLB debut. Sorry. But he might not pitch the whole game, so that's my only fear here, is that he's not going to be able to pitch his full allotment of pitches. They're going to hold him back a little bit, but yeah, he's 5,500 on FanDuel and he's 7,100 on DraftKings. So why not? Why not throw him into a tournament thing and hope that he hits a quality or pitches a quality start? So you never know. you might as well. That's why he's on the bottom of our list here. He's worth the shot. If you have plenty of tournament options, entries, and you're just trying to fit guys in and try different things, and you just want a salary dump, I would say he's the guy I would use to save money and load up on hitters. But that's up to you. Good luck today, guys. We have plenty of information coming at you. Happy 4th of July. We're excited to celebrate and have a good time today. I hope you guys are. I hope you're having some hot dogs, hamburgers, the whole deal. So I know I will be, and I'll be watching some games. So get back to us. Keep up with our picks. And stay tuned for more information from our channel and more information about our deals. Thank you.
You could receive access to expert picks every day during baseball season. Our parlay of the day gets you 3 picks each day. We also offer live betting advice on YouTube Live and Patreon. You could also sign up by clicking the Patreon link below. Follow us on social media as well. Our Twitter handle is @sportsbets_DFS, and our Instagram page is bet_on_rich. If you sign up in the next week on rtsportsbets.com and use the promo code MLB22, that's MLB22, you'll receive 50% off on your order.